this prophet something which will be held in higher esteem than the environment.
Sure.
That's all I'm going to try and say on the economy.
Whatever. The system has generated the problems that we've got, and these problems we're going to start going over the problems now.
Well, no, we're not going to get. Before that, I didn't
Fuck,
know.
Shaun.
Just before that, I didn't know that Earth Hour was created in Australia. That's interesting.
Yeah, I knew
and
that.
now it's got. Well, I'm just getting into it, and it is performed in over 7,000 cities around the world and 152 countries. So that's fucking really interesting information.
Amazing effort by
So
Australians.
there will be won't be billions, definitely not. I just made that up. There will be definitely millions, tens of millions of people around talking about the fact that why are we turning the power off? Why is it essential in this day and age? So it's good. What a great initiative. I'd really like to speak to the person who thought of that shit. Anyway, okay, cool. So Earth Hour. Now, what we wanted to speak about a little bit is we want to speak about a brief history of the world.
And how we got to this point. Nature-wise, life-wise. How life has gotten to the point where it is. Who are we as humans? How long have we been here? What have we done to get ourselves into this spot? And why have we evolved to this?
So I mean, to start with, the world is about 4.6 billion years old.
Isn't it 6 billion?
No, certainly not. It's 4.6 billion years old, around about approximately.
Oh, I'm thinking of 6,000 years old. That's right.
Humans slash Homo sapiens, Homo erectus have been around
slash homosexuals.
Slash homosexuals. I've been around for fucking just as long as humans, probably if not longer.
Longer.
The monkeys are fucking getting into anything. But you can't blame them, Buck, can you? What do? You've got a lot of spare time on your hands,
There's no females around.
Nah,
fuck it.
You're getting involved, But, okay, so Homo sapiens, humans, Homo erectus, all this, they've been around for around about, 200,000 years. Okay, very early stages. Really, the main point of all this that makes sense and the reason why we're even considering Earth Hour is the industrial civilization has only been happening for the past 150 to 200 years, and in that time the population has gone from 1 billion, which is held for around about 500,000 plus years, to 7 billion in 150 to 200,000 years, and that's mainly from burning fossil fuels such as oil. So, I mean, I think that I can go into single-celled organisms and all that shit, but I don't think that's necessary. and to be honest, I'm not even trying to act like I'm that smart. I'm just reading it off fucking Wikipedia, so... but all those facts I did know, I haven't looked at Wikipedia yet, and it's fucking really interesting because when some people try and pull out some facts about the Earth, I don't know, is this a competition? This isn't a competition. We're all just friends here.
I think the main concept is... Earth is 4.6 billion years old. Life has been evolving here for that long. We've been here for a fraction of a moment in that lifetime of the Earth, and we are the result of life and evolution on this planet for that long. We're a little branch, a tiny little branch at the very top of the evolutionary tree on planet Earth, and we're...
Oh, you like that.
And this is what we've decided to do with the Earth that we inhabit. This is what we've done. And there isn't a space on Earth almost that we haven't touched.
Actually, a couple of these facts are interesting. Fish have been around for 500 million years, okay? And we've nearly eaten all them, okay? Mammals have been around for 200 million years. Flowers have been around for 130 million years.
Do you know that at one point the Earth was covered in daisies?
Really?
That's what we... I don't know, not the whole thing, but it's called the Daisy Earth, I think.
Really?
I was they were the first flower, I believe. And it was daisies everywhere.
That's something that we should do, but anyway. Okay.
So
200,000, okay, and Neanderthal disappeared 25,000 years. At the end of the day, I think something like, for the past 2,000 years, it's been something like 400ths in the span of 4.5 billion years the planet's been around, it's been something like 0.4 of a second in that whole period that humans have really made their mark on the Earth, and that's in 2,000 years. So you can see
0.4 of a second. You mean if the Earth was 40 years old? Are you talking about that?
Yeah, if the Earth was 40 years old.
You've got to say that first.
Sorry, I'll just jump.
There's a very cool comparison which we've heard of, which puts the Earth of the age of the Earth in 40 years, a scale time, rather than 40 billion. So you just minus a few years, zeros, take a few fucking zeros off, and it really gives you a good idea of how young we are as humans on this Earth. I think we're like, a couple of days.
Well, certainly, and
not even.
And we're talking about this fact of, in the past 200 years and past 150 years, we've gotten to the point where we're, average everyday Joes like me and Tess are just, having to do podcasts because there's possibilities of destruction on the horizon.
I find it amazing that we're sitting here feeling guilty and having a chip and a burden on our shoulders about the fact that we are destroying the environment around us. What a strange thing for us to have to worry about, like as a species, as an animal that is natural to this community here on Earth. Well, are we? I don't know, that's the first fucking question. Yeah. But we're supposedly natural beings here, and yet we have to sit here going, oh, fuck, maybe we should not do what we're doing. I mean, no other animal has to worry about that.
Well, it ties right back into the disconnect of what we've developed through our so-called intelligence of thinking that, just like Tess showed me this clip before about, science nearly getting to a point where, because we have become intelligent and science has given us so much that there's a possibility now that we think that we can control nature and the world to suit our needs.
Yeah, nature isn't the greatest force on Earth. We are in control of it.
Yeah, that's right, and that's sort of scary, and unfortunately, it's in the hands of the people who are corrupt. Okay, so now Tessa.
Thanks, Shaun. You're going to actually,
take it away.
Fuck up and let us talk about shit that's important.
No, everything important. Oh my god.
Just kidding.
Listen to you. Fucking hell.
I'm just joking. Sometimes you don't shut the fuck up. All right. Now we're going to start with deforestation.
Go ahead, cupcake.
I don't mind letting you talk for a while. Yeah, it's fine. I'll let you talk.
I'm fucking on a roll.
Deforestation is a massive problem, and it's hugely tied in with climate change, which we will go over later. And the reason being because trees are pretty much our lifeline for oxygen. They are what create our climate, a climate that we can actually live in. They are the ones that recycle the air, well, carbon dioxide anyway, and release oxygen. They are just a recycler of climate, of air, of air. Well, that's what they do. And
certainly, but not
only trees are they doing that. They provide, I think, 75% of the world's biodiversity is in they have the habitats are within the trees. And in the trees, what do we get? Everything from the trees. We get all our medicines from the trees. They are our lifeblood. And when we take them away and we burn them up, everything that's inside them, all the carbon, energy, and everything, the lifeblood of the earth is just
it's not only that,
out into the atmosphere.
People do just correlate trees a lot to, the oxygen, the fact that we need oxygen to live, but the root structure of the ground, holds the soil together for a large radius around the tree. If you cut down too many trees in the one area, you get landslides. Yeah. You just wipe out all sort of life-supporting, ground-based, factors.
Yeah. So there's not only climate change that is. So that is a result of deforestation, but we've got massive biodiversity loss and disrupt in water cycles, increases in soil erosion, disruption in people's livelihoods because people live in the trees and the jungles and they have to move. It's community displacement, and
you need to speak about the definition of what biodiversity is, because some people listening might not really understand that too drastically.
Well, biodiversity is basically just the ecosystems and the web of life and the diverse array of bioorganisms on the Earth. So, for instance, the marine ecosystems and the biodiversity in the oceans means that there are so many diverse and different types of creatures that make up this amazing web of life that is all interconnected and wouldn't work, and it's so complex, and it works in such beautiful ways and manifests, a world which more diversity can arise. So when we lose species, we lose the ability, we lose strength in our ecosystem, and we lose
for interest's sake,
life.
With climate change in particular and the amount of extra CO2 in the water that is destroying some particular sort of types of plankton to... I forget what those extremely small, whatever in the
krill?
ocean, krill. Oh no, it's not. It's not what whales eat, but it's just anyway. It's algae and all that sort of thing is getting destroyed now. What the very bottom feeders eat. So when these trillions and trillions of organisms start dying because they're running out of food to eat. Because there's algae's growing over stuff or whatever, then you don't have to be a scientist to work out that the next animal up the food chain is not going to be able to eat them. The next animal up the food chain can't eat them,
that,
and then so on and so forth. And then sooner or later you get either alien species taking over
certain roles. It disrupts the life cycle. But not only that, there's a really good example of how, say, fruit and vegetables. They gain their flavour from flavonoids, which are produced when, I think they were produced under, I don't know, something called phenolics. Anyway, I can't remember the exact science. Sorry if I'm sounding like an idiot, everyone. But basically these things get released because of competition in the ecosystem. So, if you've got a veggie garden with, bugs there and like little animals, and then you've got other plants, and the plant itself is... it has to fight for its survival, and so it has a much more rich and strong base of life within it, which creates, flavonoids, which make it taste good. And so you've got the more complex the ecosystem, the more competition or things going on, the richer the result in everything. And so lack of biodiversity, if you remove all the other veggies in the plant, it's just this one veggie growing, it's got no competition, it's getting a bit lifeless, a bit, flavourless, and that's, I think, another really good example of biodiversity loss.
Definitely, absolutely.
Don't you think?
Yeah, when there's no flavour, there's no bear.
Well,
no taste.
I'm just saying, the strength of the life goes out of the organism.
Imagine honey with no sweetness. None of you
anyway.
No. I'm completely with you. Okay, here's some. Let's say some facts.
My first, I just want to go over what logging and deforestation actually is and how it occurs and why.
Well, maybe we should rip out a few facts first so they understand. Is that?
I'm just saying. Well, people mightn't really understand what's going on. So, let's say deforestation occurs from logging, so people cutting down trees for paper or like wood, just any wooden products at all, furniture and stuff. The conversion of forests into agricultural pastures, so for things like pulp trees, so like they just put more forest in there, but maybe eucalyptus trees instead, so for paper. Palm oils, soya beans to go and feed cows for meat. Roads and infrastructure and for fuel wood and all that sort of things. So these are the reasons why people are chopping down trees.
Yep. All right, cool. So I'll just give you a couple of facts of the deforestation problems in the world that we have today. To this date, 2013, over half the world's tropical forests have been cleared or degraded. So that's shows you how we're getting to the point of why this is so important. The net loss of the world's forests is estimated at 73 million hectares per year. 7.3 million, hectares per year. That might not mean a lot, but what it comes down to
is 2,000 trees a minute. That's what it comes down to.
Okay, so. But the real thing that of what kicks it home and says, well, for interest's sake, with paper, soon enough should be obsolete. You would think technology, computers would take over the use of paper sooner than later. But this fact will tell you why that won't happen in a drastic period is because 1.6 billion people in the world rely on forests cutting down of forests and the products which they consume for their livelihoods. So that is 2/5 of the world